Now the next thing we have to discuss here is about the local time. Okay. Now what is local time? Basically the time of a place, right? Local time is calculated with the help of the position of sun, right? Whenever sun is overhead means it is vertically having you can say it is overhead at that place. That means the sun rays are falling vertically over that place. In reference to that, the local time is calculated. Okay, that is the noon time at that place. The local time of that place is going to be 12 o'clock noon. Okay, and at every difference of 1 degree longitude, there is a difference of 4 minutes. If we have to find out, suppose one example is given here, suppose Mumbai and New Delhi, two places have been given, and the longitudes of Mumbai and Delhi has been given here. Mumbai is 73 degree east and New Delhi is 77 degree east. Clear? Both are in eastern hemisphere. Now, if we have been given, suppose to find out the time of the two places, how to take out the time? For that, you should understand one thing. Just now we have discussed that 1 degree makes a difference of 4 minutes. Okay. And what is the difference of the longitudes here? 77 minus 73. How much is that? 4 degrees. Okay. So 1 degree makes a difference of 4 minutes. 4 degree will make a difference of 4 into 4. That will be 16 minutes. Understood? So if suppose I give you one example, at Mumbai it's noon time. Okay, 12 o'clock noon. So what is going to be the time at New Delhi? It's going to be 12:16 p.m. So this is how, because it will be added. As we go towards the east, the time will be added. As we go towards the west, the time will be subtracted. So in this manner, you should understand the calculation of time is done. This means if we take out the extreme western point and the extreme eastern point of India, you'll find there is a lot of difference of time between the 2 points. Almost it is having a difference of 30 degrees longitudes. 30 degrees means almost a variation of 2 hours. So keeping that in mind, if we take the different time of different places, right? What will happen then? Suppose different places are having different local times. Which time should we follow? Suppose at this moment in the modern world, we have to move a lot from one place to the other. In the modern world, we have to move a lot. Every day the people move to any other place for their job or for their studies purpose. Okay, and they come back to their own place. So in such condition, it's going to create a lot of confusion. So what to do? And for that purpose, what has been done? It has been decided that within one country, if we are having different local times, let's do one thing, that we can have one time everywhere in one country, if it is a small country comparatively, right? So in such countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, right? These are a few countries which have got one standard time. That doesn't mean anything that if we have the extreme east and extreme western longitude, and what is the difference between the two longitude, so that will create a lot of confusion, because I have said just now in the earlier part that within India, if you see extreme east and extreme west longitude, these two longitudes have got almost a variation of 30 degrees. 30 degrees means it will be creating a difference of almost 2 hours. But instead of following all those local times of different places, what we have decided, that we can have one longitude which is almost passing through the center of our country as standard meridian of our country, and that is called as Indian Standard Meridian. What is that meridian? It is 82.5 degrees east. And this 82.5 degree east longitude is termed as Indian Standard Meridian. The local time of this meridian is followed everywhere in our country, and it is called as the Indian Standard Time. It is called the Indian Standard Time. But in certain cases, when you will find, suppose the countries are too big, right? Like their longitudinal extent is too much, and it's such a big country that it cannot have any one standard time. Like you can take the example of Russia, China, then USA, Canada. These all countries are having too much of longitudinal extent. So many longitudes are there. Okay. So to overcome that confusion, what we have done? We have divided the entire earth, right? We have considered in this way that the entire earth has been divided into several time zones, right? At every 15-degree longitude, one time zone ends. That means the entire 360 degrees have been divided into 24 divisions. At every 15 degree, there is a line which is actually the line for one time zone. And in this manner, once we have divided the entire earth into different time zones, in this manner, we can easily calculate the time of different places within one country which are especially having too much of longitudinal extent. So basically, the time zones are useful in those countries where a lot of longitudinal extent is there. East-west extent is too much, right? So from first time zone, suppose they have to go in the fourth time zone, automatically it is understood that every time zone will have a difference of 1 hour. Okay, so from first time zone they have to go in the fourth one. That means suppose at present in the first time zone it is 9 a.m., right, of today's time. So at 9 a.m. plus first time zone to second time zone, 1 hour difference. Again, second to third, third to fourth. That means 3 hours difference will be there. So 9 a.m. plus 3 hours. That will give us 12 o'clock. Okay. That means in the fourth time zone, it's going to be 12 noon. This is how the time zones are used. Now, one more very important thing we need to discuss, right? And it is about the basically the suppose if you take standard time, then Greenwich Mean Time and the Indian Standard Time, what is actually the basic difference between the three, right? Because it can come to define, to explain. You should know each and every term in this case, right? Standard time. When we say standard time, this is actually, you can see the first thing, first point. It is a uniform time based on a central meridian. Within one country, when we take a central meridian, okay, and what is that meridian called? It is called standard meridian of that country, right? So that the time of that meridian is called as the standard time, and it is followed everywhere in one country. And it is always kept in mind that it must always be divisible by 7.5 degrees. What is the reason behind it? Basically, it is done to keep it, you can say, easy for calculations, right? It is to be, you can say, reckoned by a unit of half an hour difference is there in that, and not smaller differences when we calculate the time. That means it is either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, then 8:30, 9 o'clock. In this manner, when it is the calculation of time we have to do, it becomes easier to calculate. Okay, just for that purpose it is done. Next is Greenwich Mean Time. Next is Greenwich Mean Time. Now it is while fixing the time zones, the time at Greenwich has been selected as the mean time. Okay, because Greenwich meridian has been taken as 0 degree meridian. So the time at Greenwich meridian is taken as Greenwich Mean Time. In reference to that, the time all over the world is calculated. If it is 12 noon at Greenwich, at 15-degree east longitude, the time will be 1 p.m. At 30-degree east, it will be 2 p.m. So in reference to Greenwich meridian, the time is then calculated. Okay, that's why it is called as Greenwich Mean Time. What about the Indian Standard Time? Just now in the earlier part I have discussed. In our country, there is one longitude 82.5 degrees east. This is called as the Central Meridian of India. or we also call it Indian Standard Meridian. It actually passes through Mirzapur, which is lying very close to Allahabad. Okay, and it is known as Standard Meridian of India, and the time of this meridian is actually called as Indian Standard Time. And this time it is always found that this time, the Indian Standard Time, is always 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, so if you have been given the time of Greenwich, right, at present at Greenwich the time is suppose 2 p.m. Okay, and you have been asked that what will be the time in India. So in India, simply what you have to do is just add 5.5 hours in the Greenwich time. That is 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. plus 5.5 hours, that will give you 7.5. That means 7:30 p.m. is the time at Indian Standard Meridian. So this is how we have to find out all these. Now here one more important term you need to know, that is the international date line. Okay, line of longitudes, basically, as total we are getting 360. Okay, 360 total lines of longitudes are there. If we divide the entire earth into two equal halves, eastern and western hemispheres, so how many longitudes we are getting in one? 180 degrees and 180 degrees. Okay, now since it is diametrically, you can say it is opposite to the Greenwich meridian. 180-degree longitude is diametrically opposite of Greenwich meridian, right? Just opposite of that. 0 degree is Greenwich meridian, 180-degree is international date line. That is 180-degree east or west is called the international date line. It causes a complete difference of 1 day as we go from east to west or west to east. Okay, how does it work? You can see 180-degree, right? 180-degree into 4 minutes, that will give you 12 hours. So as we go from 0 degree towards east, suppose, that will be 12 hours. So 12 hours will be added, and on the other side, if we go towards west, 12 hours will be subtracted. So a person standing on the one side of the international date line will be having, suppose, you can say of the 1st January, right? It is 8 a.m. of the 1st January. On the other side, he will be having 8 a.m. of the next day, that is 2nd January. So how much is the difference? Just crossing one line will make a difference of one full day, complete day. So this is how it works. When crossing this date line from west to east, a day is deducted. Time is fixed backward by 1 day. Okay. And when we move from east to west, a day is added. And one more very important fact is there related to the international date line. To avoid the confusion of having the two dates on one land, right? On the, you can say a piece of land where suppose the people are there, right? Within one country, a small, suppose one island is there through which the international date line is crossing. So we are going to have two different dates over that particular island. So to get rid of this confusion, what we have done, this international date line has been drawn in such a way that it has become zigzag at several places, right? Wherever it is going to cut any, it is going to cross any island, it just moves to the other side, right? Again, it comes back to its own position. So this is how, what is actually the purpose behind this zigzag of the date line. The purpose is that if it is crossing over only the water bodies or only the oceans, it will not have this confusion of having two dates on the same landmass. Okay, this is the purpose for it. Now you can see here, this is the international date line, right? You can see here it is the straight line first, right? And in the Bering Strait, you can see it has moved to one side. That means it is not crossing any landmass, right? Again, it has come to its own position. Again, because these are small islands are lying in between, so it has come to the other side. Again, it's back to its own position, right? Wherever it is getting the islands, it has moved to the other side of it, right? That means any island will have one particular date. Understood now? This is the main purpose behind its zigzag nature. Now the next thing we have to discuss here is about the great circles and small circles. Now what are these great circle and small circles? First of all, great circle is a circle that is drawn on the surface of a sphere. Okay, such as on Earth we can take the example, which divides the Earth into two equal halves. Right? One thing. Second thing is that it has got the radius equal to that of the sphere. It has got always the center same as that of the sphere. So keeping that in mind, we can say that out of all the latitudes, only equator is the great circle. Rest all latitudes are belonging to the other category, that is small circles, because they are not drawn having the same center and the same radius as that of the Earth. Right? But if we take all the longitudes, if they are completing the circle, okay, the set of longitudes, they are all the great circles, okay, because they divide again the Earth into two equal halves. One. Number two, they are drawn in such a way that their center is same as that of the Earth. Their radius is same as that of the Earth. So this is the concept behind the great circle. Rest all circles which are drawn on Earth or any sphere are called the small circles. Understood now? Now one more thing. It is believed that the great circles, when these are drawn, okay, the arcs of great circles are the shortest route between the two places. Right? Between any two points, any two places, great circle route is the shortest route. This is the reason why the navigators generally follow the great circles only. Right? When they follow a route during their navigation, always they follow a route which is actually following the great circle, because they are going to have the shortest distance, right, between the two places. When we discuss about the uses of great circles, what are the uses? First use is that the navigators, just now I discussed in the earlier part, navigators use always the great circles to find the shortest distance between any two points on the Earth's surface. Okay. And what is the purpose behind it? If they cover shortest distance, naturally they are going to have they are going to save money, they are going to save fuel, they are going to save time, right? So always it is kept in mind that they have to follow the great circle route, which is the shortest distance between two places. Next thing is, great circle routes are especially important for places that are on opposite sides of the globe. On the opposite sides of the globe or opposite sides of the Earth, if we have to travel from one side to the other, one place to the other, this is the shortest distance between the two places, the great circle route. Okay. And one more thing, great circles are also used by meteorologists to determine the climate and weather conditions in any region. So these are the important uses of the great circles. What about the small circles? Just now again, this also I discussed in the earlier part. Circles which are drawn on the Earth and they do not pass through the center of the Earth, they are not having the radius same as that of the Earth, are called the small circles. So except equator, all the other latitudes belong to this category, that is called the small circles. Now it's time to discuss a few problems based on the time and longitude, right? Suppose I'm giving you one question, keeping the prime meridian at 12 noon, right? That means at the prime meridian or the Greenwich meridian, it's 12 noon, right? Now, what would be the approximate time of these places? Number one is Mumbai, number two is Sydney, number three is Montreal. Okay, places have been given to you, right? And always, whenever you will get the question, you will get the longitude also, right? The longitudes will be mentioned. Now, if you have been given Mumbai, You have been given the longitude of Mumbai, which is 73 and a half, 73 degrees east. Now, 1 degree makes a difference of 4 minutes. 73 degree will make a difference of 73 into 4. That will give you 292 minutes. If you divide 292 minutes by 60, you will get the value in hours, right? And you will get 4 hours and 52 minutes. As we are moving towards east, right? From prime meridian, we are moving towards the east. That is 73-degree east it is. Okay. So what we have discussed earlier, when we move towards east, the time will be added. When we move towards west, the time will be subtracted. Okay. So this is the time difference, 4 hours and 52 minutes. And if at prime meridian, it is 12 noon. So what will be the time at Mumbai? 12 noon plus 4 hours and 52 minutes, that will give us 4:52 p.m. right? So at Mumbai, at present, the time is going to be 4:52 p.m. So this is the first one. Number 2 is Sydney. Now let's talk about Sydney. Its longitude has been given 151 degree east. Again towards east we are moving. Clear? So 1 degree, same method is same. 1 degree makes a difference of 4 minutes. 151 degree will make a difference of 151 into 4. That will give you 604 minutes. Okay. Now you convert that in hours. And if you convert that in hours, you will get 10 hours and 4 minutes difference. 10 hours and 4 minutes. Okay. So if at prime meridian or at the Greenwich, the time given is 12 noon, what will be the time at Sydney? 10 hours and 4 minutes will be added in 12 noon. So that will give us 10:04 p.m. Now let's talk about the next place, that is Montreal. Montreal is lying on the west of it, okay, Canada. So at Montreal, you will find this is the longitude given here, 73 and half degrees west. Okay, the method is same. 1 degree makes a difference of 4 minutes. So 73 and half degrees will make a difference of 73 and half into 4. That will give you 294 minutes, right? 294 will be divided by 60. That will give you 4 hours and 54 minutes difference, right? Now, one thing you should keep in mind, because it is west, okay, you can see it is west. So the time, this much time will be subtracted from 12 noon. Okay. So the time at Montreal is going to be 12 noon minus 4 hour and 54 minutes. That will give 7:06 a.m. Okay, of the same day. It is 7:06 a.m. in the morning. Clear? So this is how you have to solve the problems related to the longitudes and time. Okay? Hope you all are able to understand all the topics what we have discussed here, and along with that you have understood how to calculate the time with the help of longitudes. It's time to remind you once again, do subscribe the channel, okay? And as you subscribe the channel, don't forget to press the bell icon, okay? And as you press the bell icon, you will get the notifications whenever any video is uploaded on the channel. You will get the notification related to that. Clear? And also share the link of this video with your friends and classmates, and try to get the best benefit of this. Okay? So see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye.